You know that feeling when you're driving back down Kaghan after a long, long day? The sun is low, your neck hurts from looking at mountains all day, and you keep saying, Bus yad, hotel pahunch jaye, lie down. And then suddenly, the light on the river just turns this deep golden color, and you think, one more stop. Just one.
Exactly. That was us. We were in that half-tired, half-hypnotized by the road mood, Kunhar River on our right, little village clusters flashing by. You know the vibe. Everyone else is rushing back to Naran or Balakot, and we're also in that flow, until we saw this tiny side village just below the road.
It didn't even have a big signboard, just a short, paved lane dropping off the main Kaghan Road, a few orange tin roofs catching the last light, and a group of pines standing like silhouettes behind them. We kind of looked at each other and went, should we? It was that classic traveler decision. Hotel bed or one more memory?
And we chose the memory. So in this episode, we're not going to a famous lake or a big viewpoint. We're just taking you with us for that one sunset hour in a nameless side village of Kaghan. Simple, soft, family-friendly, but honestly, it changed the whole mood of our day.
Yeah, think of this as a tiny formula you can copy anywhere in Kaghan. Turn off, park respectfully, walk a short loop, catch the village at dusk, and be back at your car before it's properly dark. That's it.
So first step, turning off and parking. We rolled down that little lane maybe 2 minutes from the main road, nothing dramatic, and immediately slowed down. You know how in villages everything is closer, more human-sized? Kids, chickens, those stacked wood piles?
Exactly. Our rule was don't go deep into the village hunting for a dramatic parking spot. We stopped near the first obvious tiny shop, one of those classic northern area shops with biscuits, chips, and a very serious jar of candy behind the counter.
And this is important. We parked where the car is visible, close to the shop, not blocking any lane, not in front of someone's gate. Then we got out, stretched properly, my back literally made a sound, and walked straight to the shopkeeper with a smile.
We bought a small packet of biscuits and a bottle of water. Think of it as your polite parking fee. You're using space. You're using their village as your break spot. Spend a little money there. It's basic respect.
And he was so relaxed about it. He pointed down one concrete lane and said, ये सीधा चली जाए, फिर जो पथ नीचे को जा रहा है, वो सब लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं, मगर अंधेरा होने से पहले वापस आ जाए. That last line was gold. Come back before it's dark.
So now we had our loop. Car safe, shopkeeper happy, directions clear, and a warning about light. And this is where your little sunset adventure actually starts.
We stepped into that lane, and immediately the vibe changed from highway noise to village evening. The path under our feet was this mix of narrow concrete and patches of packed dirt. On either side, houses were close but not crowded. Orange tin roofs were glowing in the last sunlight, like someone had painted them on.
You could smell dinner starting. That warm, comforting chapati smell drifting out of small kitchens, a hint of dal, a bit of wood smoke somewhere. You hear a pressure cooker hiss in the distance, a TV murmuring news from one open window. It was that everyday life soundscape you never get from the main road.
Now, here's the rule we use to stay respectful, and you can copy this anywhere. If the lane clearly continues between houses and you can see it connecting further, that's a public through lane. If it suddenly narrows into a small space with a door, a gate, or someone's washing line across it, that's private. Don't go there.
Basically, stick to what feels like a street, not a courtyard. If you ever think, am I inside someone's house area now? You probably are. Turn around or ask the nearest person. No ego, no shyness, just ye rasta avam ka hai ya ghar ka, and people will guide you.
So we stayed on that obvious lane, and then we hit my favorite part, the cricket zone.
Oh yes, classic village evening scene. A taped tennis ball, a slightly bent bat, and wickets made out of whatever was available. Kids were in the middle of an intense match, right in the dusty part of the lane. You could hear that hollow thud of the bat, the shout of, out, ne yad edge ta, echoing between the houses.
We didn't walk through their pitch like we owned the place. We stopped at a respectful distance, leaned against a low wall, and just watched. Cheered a bit when someone hit a nice shot. And that's another small rule. You can enjoy these moments without turning them into a photo shoot or walking right into someone's game.
Exactly. A couple of kids noticed us and gave that curious half smile. One of them did the classic Gahase Aiho, and we just said, Down Valley, bus swat Kerne. No cameras in their faces, no drone flying above them. Sometimes being present is enough.
Behind the houses, we could see tiny courtyards where chapatis were puffing on tavas, goats tied to posts, someone rinsing dishes. But we saw all of that from the lane, not by stepping into their yard. The rules stayed the same. If you have to cross a clear boundary, like a low wall or step, it's not your space.
After a few minutes with the cricket soundtrack in the background, we followed the direction the shopkeeper gave. The lane slowly started sloping down. And you know that sound? The Kunhar River? It started rising under everything else. First faint, then stronger, like a constant humming.
Yeah, the village sounds, kids, dishes, TV started to fade, and this soft roar took over. We came to an open area where the houses stopped, and there was this shared path curving toward a terrace edge, kind of like an unofficial viewpoint. Some local kids were just sitting there chatting, legs dangling over a safe ledge, not too close to the drop.
Important note for anyone listening, in Kaghan, river edges can be tricky. Don't go scrambling down loose rocks or cutting through someone's fields just to touch the water. If there's a clear, worn path that locals are obviously using and you see others there, then follow that. If you have any doubt, stop. The sound of the river is magical, even from a little distance.
We stayed on that terrace edge, well away from anything unstable. From there, the Kunhar was this silver ribbon foaming around dark rocks, catching the last colors of the sky. Pine trees framed the valley, and above the roofs behind us, the light was sliding from gold into that soft blue hour.
I actually put my phone in my pocket on purpose. One thing you can try, give yourself 1 minute of no photos. Just listen. Count your breaths if you have to. River, distant laughter from the village, a motorbike on the main road somewhere far above. It all layers together.
And while you enjoy that, keep one eye on the sky. Before we left the main road, we had already checked the sunset time on the map. Our rule for this little sunset loop was simple. 30 minutes out, 30 minutes back. If you reach your halfway time, you turn around. Even if you feel like, yaar, thoda aur chalte hain.
Yes, don't fight the daylight. Up here, once the sun drops behind the ridge, it gets dim much faster than in the city. So we had a small torch in the bag, a light layer in case the air turned cooler, and we were totally ready to cut the walk short if it started feeling too dark or uncomfortable.
After a few quiet minutes on that terrace, sharing the space with the kids, a couple of elders walking past, we looked up. The orange on the roofs had faded to this gentle pink, and the valley was slowly sliding into blue. That was our cue. We said a quick salam, turned around, and started heading back while everything was still clearly visible.
The walk back felt different. Same lane, but now streetlights were flickering on here and there. Someone had turned up the TV volume, chapatis were probably getting their final flip. The cricket match had turned into a post-match argument, which made me smile.
We reached the shop just as that in-between light was happening. Not bright, not dark. Perfect. We grabbed a quick chai, leaned against the bonnet of the car, and just looked back down the lane. It was such a small, random village in Kaghan, but it suddenly had a story for us.
And that's the thing. You don't have to always chase the big-name spots. One tiny, respectful village loop at sunset can completely change how you remember a valley. Instead of just, yeah, we drove through Kaghan, it becomes, we had chai in that little village where kids were playing cricket and the river was humming below.
So let me quickly recap this Kaghan Sunset Village loop formula you can reuse anywhere along the valley.
Step 1. While you're still on the main road, check the sunset time. Promise yourself a maximum of 30 minutes walking away from the car, 30 minutes back. If you're tight on time, make it 20 and 20.
Step 2. Turn off only into villages that have an obvious paved or well-used lane, and park near a small shop or open public space. Don't block gates, don't squeeze deep inside the village with your car. Buy something small, say salam, be visible and friendly.
Step 3. Ask the shopkeeper or a local for a simple, safe loop. Use plain language. You want a short walk on Awami Rasta, not through anyone's private courtyard or fields. and you'll come back before dark.
Step 4. While walking, stay only on clear through lanes and obviously shared open spaces. The moment a path starts to feel like someone's personal yard, doorways, washing lines, potted plants, or a single house at the end, turn back or politely ask. No guessing games.
Step 5. If there's access toward the river, follow only the paths that locals are clearly using. Don't cut through planted fields. Don't go down unstable rocks just for a selfie. Enjoy the river from a safe terrace or embankment where others are already sitting.
And step 6, before you think about photos and videos, give yourself one quiet minute. Put the phone away, listen, breathe, watch the light change. Then, with plenty of daylight left, follow the same route back. Grab a quick chai or water from the shop, say thank you, and rejoin the main road.
If you want this in a simple, printable format, we've put together a tiny Kaghan Sunset Village checklist for you. Things like the daylight rule, that public lane versus private yard reminder, and a few safety notes about river edges.
Just head over to our website, Travel Dairy, look for this episode, Orange Roofs and River Echoes, and you'll find the mini checklist right there. Download it, keep it on your phone, or even print it if you're old school like me.
Next time you're rushing down Kaghan, give yourself that one extra hour. Turn off, walk gently, listen to the river, and let a nameless village become part of your story. We'll see you in the next travel diary with another small corner of the North.